How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. As much as I am the Anime Man, I also do love to indulge myself in some medium crossovers, things like manga, games, and especially light novels. Now, for those of you who don't know what a light novel is, it's exactly as the name suggests. It is a light novel. Think of it as the result of a manga being novelized. It's structured very much like a novel, but it also has pictures and other, I guess, themes and narrative structures that are a lot similar to the way that manga is structured. Especially recently, there have been a lot of anime adaptations of these light novel series. However, a lot of these light novel series don't actually make it outside of Japan and to the eyes of you guys. And if you ask me, the ones that do make it out of Japan, a lot of them I find are quite underappreciated and underrated. So today I'm going to show you guys 7, not 10, just 7. Don't get ahead of yourself. My personal 7 amazing underrated light novel series that deserve more praise. Most of the time I will talk about these 7 series that I'm about to show you, and either A, they don't know what the fuck I just said, or B, they do know what the fuck I just said, but don't give a shit. So hopefully in today's video, I'll be able to convey these feelings that I have for these 7 series in particular, and hopefully show you guys just how brilliant these 7 light novel series are. Number 1 is Boogiepop Warawanai. We're starting off with a classic light novel series that a lot of people dub as the grandfather of light novel. What makes Boogiepop Phantom so brilliant in my mind is the way that the story is structured. If you guys have ever watched movies like Pulp Fiction, or even anime series like Durarara, these are what are known as non-linear storytelling. In other words, things happen out of order on purpose to create a level of uncertainty which, if it is done correctly, by the end of said story, all the dots connect together and all the uncertain points become certain and make the aha moment for a lot of readers. By doing this also, it creates the connections between different character developments and plot progressions, and then later gets the viewers to understand what exactly they just read. Boogiepop Phantom was the perfect concoction of this non-linear storytelling with these themes of dark fantasy psychological horror. The characters are all lovable and brilliantly executed. The story is so fluid in progression and development, and the plot twists that happen throughout the stories and to different characters really makes up for the really interesting and tense storyline. So if you want to get started on light novels or you want to get into light novels, then why not try the series that kind of set the stone for a lot of them. Number 2 is Kyoukai Senjyo no Horizon. If you want to experience the Dune or Lord of the Rings equivalent of light novels, then look no further than this series. This series kind of takes the light out of light novels in a way. While most light novel volumes span anywhere from 150 to 400 pages, the average length of a Kyoukai Senjyo no Horizon volume spans anywhere between 1,000 and 3,000 pages. If you ask me, that's not a light novel anymore. That's a weapon. The amount of world building, character relationships within the vast universe, and the large scale plot progressions that happen to those characters is something that may take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do get it, the rewards are huge. What kind of blew me away personally when I read the first volume of Kyoukai Senjyo no Horizon is that the first volume dedicates the first 10 to 20 pages to explain specific terms, how the governmental system in the story works, and pretty much the entire history of how the world and the universe became to be before the story starts. You get things like a detailed map of the entire world, the things like school rules that are implemented within the school that the story is set in, and other information that is both relevant and important to understanding and immersing yourself in the vast universe that is created within the story. And I think that immense dedication to world building by author Kawakami Minoru is something that I think needs to be praised a lot more than it is right now. Number 3, we have Yahari ore no seishun rabu koi wa machigatteiru. Try and say that 3 times fast. I don't know about you guys, but as someone who enjoys taking a different approach to an idea that already exists or isn't exactly unique, I find this series to be fucking genius. I've read a lot of light novel series in the past, but out of all of them, the author of Yahari ore no seishun rabu koi wa machigatteiru Wataru Watari is just one of the most clever light novel authors that I've ever seen. On the surface, this series is your everyday school life romantic drama comedy kind of series. But what makes this series particularly unique is the way that the characters and story is handled. Mainly in its protagonist, Hikigaya Hachiman. Or should I say the antagonist, because the way that Hikigaya Hachiman is created as a character and the way that he acts within the story is kind of both. He's a dark-minded lone wolf type of character that can sometimes say some really mean things and think some really evil stuff, which I think perfectly mirrors the complicated mindset of youths and the complicated, I guess, ways of going about concerning things like feelings and emotions and development within the minds of youths. And the exploration of things like social psychology and romantic psychology between these youths is so easily just interwoven into the story so fluidly that it makes this kind of informative but also highly entertaining romance story. It's one of those series that is clever and deep but is also really easy to understand, and I think authors that can write in that kind of way should be praised so much more. Number 4 is Boku no Imouto wa Kanji ga Yomeru. This is probably the one title that not even many avid light novel readers have probably heard of. Now you might look at this cover and think, Joey, this just looks like another romance comedy with maybe some ecchi and harem elements involved, and you'd be right. But what I think sets aside this particular series from all the other series within the same genre is the meta message that is hidden in this story. To explain, the story takes place in the near future in Japan, where the main character wants to become a light novel author and finds that his little sister, who can actually read kanji, as the title suggests, is strange and kind of extraordinary. And that's because in the near future, as explained in this story, Japanese literacy has devolved to the point where the light novels and pieces of art medium that do sell is just senseless moe blob garbage that doesn't use any kanji, doesn't use any form of proper literacy structure, and if you are able to read kanji, then you're considered the smarter, more abnormal kinds. Now, if that isn't throwing shade at the current manga, anime, light novel industry, I don't know what the fuck is. What I find brilliant about this series is its blend of light romantic comedy filled with some harem and ecchi elements that is filled to the brim with satire and sarcasm. And as you hopefully know, I love me some satire and sarcasm, especially when it's dedicated to the current anime and manga industry, so I fucking love this light novel. And that statement isn't sarcastic or satirical in any way. Trust me. Number 5 is Seitokai no Ichizon. I'm not sugarcoating anything here, but I think this is one of the funniest light novel series that I have ever read. While the setting and plot isn't something to write home about, as it's just a regular slice of life comedy that is set in a high school, which encompasses a lot of hilarious ecchi and harem moments, the hilarious dialogue and character interactions make up for everything generic. If you want waifu materials, man, there is so much waifu material. I mean, look at them. They're all so fucking waifu. I actually like this series as well, much like Boku no Imouto wa Kanji ga Yomeru, because it is quite satirical, especially towards the otaku culture as expressed through the mindset of the main character of this story. Where the main character is an otaku, but everybody else in the student council isn't. And so all the weird things that he says, which is, I guess, considered normal if you're in the anime and otaku community, gets made fun of and gets poked fun at a lot. This series did also have 2 seasons of an anime adaptation, but the second season kind of fucked up. So if you enjoyed the first season, didn't quite enjoy the second season, I would recommend you go check out the light novel series, because although the first season of the anime was hilarious, it just can't beat the light novel. Number 6 is Utsuro no Hako to Zero no Maria. I actually did a review of this series a very long time ago on the channel, and it's probably still on this channel right now, but I just have to bring up this series again because when I first read this, it blew my fucking mind. This is one of the most intricate and complex time travel stories that I've read since Steins Gate. The narrative is structured so brilliantly that it leaves just enough space to leave some uncertainty, which perfectly reflects the dark psychological horror elements of this story, which in turn creates really interesting character and plot dynamics and progression. Much like the melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi, this series uses the rule of repetition in a really brilliant way. As you know, a lot of time travel stories do use this rule of repetition to, I guess, portray the fact that yes, this is a time travel story that resets every so often. But the way that the narrative is structured and the way that the author has depicted this form of repetition makes it so that even though it is repeating itself, it's not boring. And really just goes to show that this rule of repetition only really works for light novel authors that are able to pull it off like this person. It's dark, it's complex, it's complicated, and I love it. And last but certainly not least, number 7 is the Zaregoto series. Now this is technically not a light novel series, but rather just a full-fledged novel series. But I just wanted to share this novel series at the end for a number of reasons. One, because I'm actually in the middle of reading it right now and it's fucking brilliant. And two, it is written by my favorite Japanese author of all time, Nishio Ishin, who has also gone on to write other amazing stories like the Monogatari series, Katanagatari, and Medaka Box. If you love the Monogatari series as much as I do, then you have to check out this series. It's just filled to the brim with classic Nishio Ishin wordplay, satire, and complex character dynamics. Unlike the Monogatari series, this series is more of a mystery whodunit kind of series, but it still goes to show you how intricate and I guess detailed Nishio Ishin can get when it comes to plot progression and character development. And I think it's actually becoming an OVA pretty soon too, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I just want to say, as a Nishio Ishin fan, I was not disappointed by this series at all. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Joey, where do I read these light novels? Like, there aren't any light novel stores around my area, and even if there are, they're all really fucking expensive. Where do I get these from? Well, hopefully I can help you out by introducing today's sponsor, Bookwalker. Bookwalker is a Japanese ebook store that sells light novels and manga for you to enjoy. And just recently, they actually opened up their official international store, which means you guys watching this video get a chance to purchase English translated light novels and manga and can easily be read straight on your mobile, PC, or tablets. And just for you dedicated viewers who did end up watching this video until the end and to spread the love that is manga and light novels to the international community, I've teamed up with Bookwalker to give out 100 unique gift codes for you guys to use on the international store. If you use the code theanimeman, exactly how it's written on the screen right now, then you will get 550 yen or $5 off of your purchase. But keep in mind, there is only 100 of them, so they're gonna go pretty freaking quickly. Also, you have until the end of this month before they expire, so if you want to check out any of the light novels that I recommended in today's video, or just any light novel or manga that you would like to read and check out, then make sure to click that link in the description below and use the free coupon code theanimeman. In any case, guys, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the 7 light novel series that I laid out in today's video, and what are some other light novel series that you think go a little bit underappreciated or a little bit too underrated for your liking. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go read the rest of the Zaregoto series because I'm actually at a really good part. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to slap a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more anime banner, and I'll see you guys next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Done it! Every day is great at your Junes.